Greetings, I am Shawn Redman, aka the cheesily named Darth Shawn, and last week we only got one major comic, and that was the Star Wars Annual. In the post-First Death Star world that is in the Star Wars Annual, we follow Enib Ray, who has infiltrated the Empire under the guise of Therius Demo. And it all really works. This is a pretty good comic. It's quick because it's a one-issue type of thing. It's short, and it goes through a lot of the things fast. But the character of Enib Ray / Therius Demo is really interesting. We get a lot of very interesting backstory to kind of how the rebel mind works, especially after the first Death Star was destroyed. There's a lot of confidence, but also realizing that, guess what? The Empire is going to strike back. No pun intended. The Empire is going to come back in full force. And so they're trying to, stop that at any chance they can to limit the damage. And this story is Princess Leia lets Rey know that there are multiple senators who have sided with the rebellion who are going to be put on trial. That's what they're being said, but they're basically going to be executed. And so he goes off to try to save them, only to find out that the Emperor himself is the one who's bringing out the execution. And just look how menacing he is. Just look at how menacing he is. The Emperor is awesome as always, and we just, again, see how brilliant the Emperor is, that the only way the Emperor really could fall, as we find out in Return of the Jedi, is really through his own hubris, that he is so confident in what he does that he overlooks several little things, which is really funny when you realize that in the prequels, a lot of the falls of the Jedi is because Yoda overlooked a lot of things. There's a little yin-yang there going on through the two ones, but we see that in this, how brilliant the Emperor is. He had basically calculated every move that's going to happen and is able to basically frame the rebels for a huge disaster in this. And it is really great storytelling. The art is top-notch in this. I love the fighting styles that we see through it. I love just the background of Coruscant, whether it's this prison complex or just the regular Coruscant. It looks vibrant, but also this kind of like dark feel to it. It's not the Coruscant of the prequels. There's kind of like this evil you can see hanging over it. And that was really cool, and I loved the art style of it. The character of Enib Ray really does personify in a lot of ways what makes the rebel strong. That they are willing to do things that probably are in that morally gray area. He's willing to kill Empire, grunts that are maybe, don't know what's going on or don't understand it. He's willing to do a lot of things. He's willing to go the full way if it means stopping the Emperor. And that's kind of what we've gotten this sense of the rebellion in the new canon. Whether it's in Lost Stars, we kind of see that, the rebels in a lot of ways, they view them as kind of the same, just the willing to be fighting for the right side, but doing a lot of the same things. Even we see a little bit in Aftermath, kind of looking at some of the way the rebels are viewed, and we get even more of that. And so kind of the setup that feels like going in, we're just a few days away from The Force Awakens, into The Force Awakens, this idea that they kind of were more on this gray area than being the overarching righteous side. And I think that may be a theme that's leading in, and they really want to tell on us to understand going into The Force Awakens that not everyone who was on the rebellion, and not even the whole rebellion, was this righteous, but they were on the right side as they took down what was evil in a lot of ways. So that is a very interesting theme that you can see running through. All in all, as far as a one issue goes, this is a really, really good one. I would highly recommend picking up the Star Wars Annual. This just came out last week. It's worth the price that is on it, and you'll get very interesting little tidbits. And it's a good, actually, lead-in to The Force Awakens. Like, I really feel like this was a really good last comic to read before The Force Awakens in a lot of ways, because you get kind of a weird feeling, even though it's pre-Empire Strikes Back, you get a weird feeling that there's a lot in this that can have that feeling of what's going to be The Force Awakens. Could be wrong on that, but that's how I felt when. So what did you guys think? Have you read it? Do you like it? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, like this video, subscribe to the channel. And I am Shawn Redman, aka the cheesily named Darth Shawn, and may the Force be with you. Always.